The next chapter is chapter 22 from book 2 of Where's Your Gallery Now? In the series of the trilogy of No Naked Walls. Chapter 22, Burned Umber. A eureka moment crosses my mind. It might be a good idea to spread out. I don't mean putting on weight, that's far too easy. All you have to do is keep on drinking and enjoying life in what little time left on an 8-day week to while away in relaxation. Oh, hang on. You think a gallery life is just sauntering at a sociable hour of the morning, having coffee, followed by a 2-hour lunch break, afternoon tea, quick snifter before strolling home for a midnight snack? Really? How could you? I've received an email. Yes, we've entered the modern world. It's an invite to exhibit a new art fair over the border in Scotland. Now, the very idea of exhibiting before had petrified me. I don't know why. I couldn't really put my finger on it. I suppose I always thought that there were enough potential buyers to sustain my humble establishment. Still, there could always be more if I take my artist to a new country with new customers. Now, how hard can that be? The gallery's been trading for over 5 years now, and the time seems just about right. Belinda won't like it. Having to take over and play at being in charge, she prefers being a support or team player, as she reminds me, often. Charlie? Well, the least said about her, the better. She'll just be her usual loud self, always on the lookout for a victim. For victim, please read customer. Anyway, they'll have to sort out the gallery without me. I'm paying them, and it's only for a mere 6 days. Make up my mind? It's time to call the staff meeting. Belinda's looking tanned and refreshed after a glorious sunshine holiday in the home of a million flies, whilst Charlie, she is still looking desperate. Ladies, I have decided to try out an art exhibition in foreign climes, Scotland to be precise. There's no response, nothing. Belinda stares at me with a "you really aren't being serious" sort of way, eyebrow raised in disbelief. Oh, how wonderful! What shall we wear? Says Charlie. I ignore her. God help me. Can you imagine working away with this woman? We need to select 6 artists and 2 sculptors, a few not too delicate glass pieces and a good corkscrew. It's a guessing game, like going up the Amazon for the first time into unexplored territory and trying to barter with semi-clad natives while avoiding river fever. Okay, my imagination might be running just a bit overboard here. It's Edinburgh, so there might not be any mosquitoes. Bit of a happy coincidence occurs. I've been doing a bit of national newspaper advertising and a chap phones up wanting to buy the painting he saw in the ad. And where does he live? Believe it or not, Edinburgh. Wow, fortuitous indeed. I offer to deliver it and hang it for him. It's a good sign, methinks. Back to the list, though. I need a van, plenty of wine, display stands, plinths, glasses to drink from, artwork, pens, visitor book, order book, and, living hopefully, the most famous red dots. After a few smart clothes, hanging equipment, a cordless drill, and yes, of course, the obligatory corkscrew. Seems quite simple, you might think. Actually, it's considerably more difficult and requires a lot of toing and froing, combined with lots of list updating and crossing offs, calls, collecting art, reassuring artists, reassuring myself, not so easy. And, you guessed it, a shed load of money up front to pay for the stand. That's the gamble. Will it work? Will total strangers buy the art? Will anything sell? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's without taking Charlie along, even though the fact is, I do need someone to help out. With an assistant, maybe I could even sneak out and sketch somewhere. I doubt it, but you never know. I make a few calls to some potentials, and luckily, a friend I haven't seen for a while happens to be free and decides to accompany me. Oh, good, I don't have to drive. I won't bore you with all the details, though. Suffice to say that we wrap everything up that's required, check and check again that everything's needful in the vehicle, and including me, and off we go. It's a long way in the van that doesn't have seats that slide back. At 60 miles per hour maximum, the journey's a tad tedious, and we stop off at several service stations for coffee breaks. Eventually, we arrive at a magnificent old hall with vans littered everywhere. We park and survey the setup. The first person we meet is an incredibly tall woman in a tight t-shirt with the slogan, "So many men, so little time," emblazoned across her cleavage. A good start, observes Harry with a smile. She opens her mouth and a rash of expletives pour out. Basically, the stand company have screwed up and are running behind schedule by a full day. This means nothing will be ready till tomorrow, and seeing as the show is supposed to open at 6, there is now plenty of time to panic. In a moment of gentlemanly consideration, we offer to buy her a drink from the bar, the one thing luckily which is open. She agrees and consumes a pint of heavy in seconds, followed by another, and all before we drink more than half of our own pints. Harry is intrigued with the display of Celtic wonder, or maybe has a fixation on large-breasted beer-drinking women. Suddenly he pipes up, which is most appropriate for Scotland. Ha, joke. You see what I did there? Well, if all the gallery owners get together and help out, we'll have the place ready in time. You know what? That's exactly what we do. Nobody knows anyone to start with, but by the end of the evening, and assisted by plenitude, that means lots of free drinks, we paint the stands and even help the one solitary electrician available to sort out where the lights are going to be located. Alas, no time to get any pictures displayed, and everyone has to leave their wrap stuff by the stands for the morrow. There's only one thing left to do: find our accommodation and hit the town. The place we're staying at is a typical Georgian building, massive front door and high ceilings. A young couple who've been gainfully employed in the banking sector, and judging by the toys everywhere, are now into child manufacture, own the place. There are 3 little ones crying at different decibel levels from all over the house. Memo to self: next time look for a child-free zone to stay in, should there be a next time. The nanny is French and looks helplessly incapable of looking after kids. The mother, Landina, Mrs. OK-Yar, is not faring much better, although trying her best to be so OK-Yar in front of us. Hello, welcome to the madhouse. We have 3 gallery owners staying with us. You've got the 3rd floor and the others are above you. Breakfast is at 8 and my husband will cook his famous porridge. I haven't heard of it, and neither has Harry, so it can't be that famous. We lug our cases up the stairs, dump everything and walk out into the cold fresh air in search of food and a drink. We meander through a couple of streets and come across a tavern that looks inviting. There's live music and, what's more, an available table. It's very sociable and almost completely full of young and not so young people mingling and laughing their socks off. A well-dressed, youngish and pretty staff person greets us. Very good evening, gentlemen. You're not from round here, I see. Welcome to Margaret's. Let's get you a table and something to eat. Follow me. She turns, flicks her ponytail aside and leads us to the one and only empty table which is near the stage. Harry looks around. I swear he's drooling. All the women here are stunning. I reckon we're going to be in for a great few days. How many 10s do you think we'll get? I'm sorry? 10s? What are 10s? You know, perfect 10s, stunners, crackers, great legs, the lot. A guitarist wearing jeans and a black t-shirt walks on stage and introduces himself in fluent Glaswegian. In other words, we've no idea what he's saying. However, strumming his guitar and singing in a gravelly, bluesy voice, he's well and truly impressive. Steak for me, says Harry. And how about a good red? We've started in style, so red it shall be. 2 bottles later, and 2 men leave in a far more relaxed mood, heading back to the guest house to call it a night. I open the front door and enter the hallway. The place is now blissfully quiet, even if there are still plenty of toys littering the floor. Tomorrow at 8. Cheers, Harry, I say, climbing the stairs to bed. It doesn't take long to fall asleep in the head-to-toe burnt umber decor. Furniture, carpets, curtains and the bed sheets. Very imaginative, I think not. My mind is crying out for colour. Good job I'm wearing red socks, so I drop them to the floor so they'll be directly in my eye line when I wake up. That turns out to be rather sooner than anticipated. I stir to a gentle knock on the door and a slight creak as it opens. To my surprise, the au pair is standing there dressed in a Victorian-style white cotton nightdress. Her hair is untied and cascades down her back. She creeps over to the bed. Monsieur, you must excuse me. I don't know how to say this, but I am missing my boyfriend. You remind me so much of him. I ache for him here. She grabs her breast, sighs, and without so much as a by your leave, climbs into my bed and snuggles up rather tightly to me. I might be dreaming, of course, but as I put my arm around her shoulder and feel her warm body, I realise I'm not. Neither is she an optional extra off the tariff list, such as a guided tour of ghostly old Edinburgh town. So what's a man to do? Well, I'll put you unashamedly straight on the matter. She falls fast asleep curled up in my bed, absolutely out cold. I trust her boyfriend doesn't have the same effect on her. At 6 o'clock, the light pours through a chink in the brown curtains. It wakes me up. I'm alone. There is no female in the bed. Did that really happen? But I can smell perfume on the pillow. Oh well. I get up, shower, dress and walk downstairs. A brisk walk round the block seems a good idea. Bonjour, the au pair waves, smiling. Well, someone's feeling happier this morning. I never realised it was that easy to please a woman. The sun is bright for the time of day and the trees are rustling in the breeze. It's always good to collect one's thoughts while walking around a city watching it wake up. Traffic is minimal, and people by and large are relaxed. In a bit, there is to do make the stand look great, hang and display everything, and prepare for the unexpected. Famous porridge time beckons, though. I'm feeling refreshed, if a little concerned about the strange au pair, but hey, who knows what today will bring. Porridge is served. Would you like whiskey on it? Are you serious, I say? Oh yes, a wee dram with honey sets you up for the day, trust me. All right, here goes. Morning, Harry. A tweeded, polka-dot, cravatted, blue-shirted assistant enters the bedroom in his best suede hush puppies. They would be blue suede, his shoes, naturally. Harry chirps, I had a great sleep. Lovely big bed. You could party in it. The au pair walks by, smiling again. Why is she smiling? Mrs. OK Yar heaves in to view, so she gets my sales pitch. Would anyone like complimentary tickets for tonight's private view, do you think? Oh, we'll certainly hand out a few for you, she says. Is it possible to have one? I do like seeing art. It's the au pair. I have a free night tonight. Settle then. Here you go. We'll see you later. So we head for the van, and I decide not to say a word to Harry about you-know-what, just in case. Next stop, we deliver the painting to the Edinburgh client. His home isn't difficult to find. He's on Gardener's Crescent, and it's a beautiful 4-storey terraced property. You can see massive chandeliers as you peer through the tall windows. The owner opens the door in his tracksuit. Good morning, special delivery. I offer my hand, but he ignores it, with good reason. Sorry, I'm all sweaty, I'm just back from a run. Go on, come on in. Whoa, what a pad. The house is exquisitely designed. He's kept all the original style and features and filled it with the most expensive designer furniture and fittings, plus some superb antiques and modern pieces. Where would you like this to hang? Follow me, says Paul. So we walk upstairs, along a corridor and into an empty bedroom, freshly painted, with nothing on the walls. It brings out my inner salesman. Fantastic place you have here. Would you like to come along to this evening's private view? You never know, we might have a thing or two to suit. There's one fantastic piece that would look great on this wall. Well, that's great, but that depends on what my wife's doing this evening, Paul says. She runs the diary. After a quick coffee and a thank you for delivering the painting, followed by a smart handshake this time, we're on our way again. Blimey O'Reilly, what a place, chirps Harry, indicating to get us into the traffic. The exhibition venue is now awash with cars, predominantly Volvos and white vans. Everyone's running around carrying artworks in bags and bubble wrap. There's loads of it. How everyone will be ready for opening time will require a concerted miracle and superhuman effort. Suffices to say, we managed to set up our stand within 2 hours, which astounds and impresses me, particularly as opposite us are 2 Scottish lasses in tight jeans and t-shirts. It's a pleasure to watch them work. What they are is a pleasant distraction. They've only hung 3 paintings, and one isn't straight. Harry says, to the rescue, and armed with his cordless drill, cocked and fully charged, arranges and hangs another 8 paintings for them inside approximately 15 minutes. They're delighted, as well as being a delight to look at. Harry's obviously pleased with himself. Time to prepare for the show. Quick change of outfit in the gents' loo and reappearing in the slightly unconventional jacket, a loud colourful shirt, the obligatory cufflinks and a pair of dark, almost tanned trousers, blue with green and yellow fine lines. Actually, they're golfing trousers, but don't tell anybody. Off to the bar, which seems like a good place to start. It's shut. Oh well, there'll be enough wine afterwards. The in-house speaker system springs to life. Ladies and gentlemen, the show starts in 10 minutes. The organisers would like to wish all exhibitors good luck, and we hope you sell plenty. Me too. Am I nervous or what? It feels like my gallery opening night all over again, minus Miss Top Hat and Tails. Looks like the shades of tartan will have to do. Harry is chatting to the taller of the 2 Scottish lasses, Shona. Her assistant is Iona, and they are the luck of the Celts incarnate. I've never seen tartan waistcoats look so fetching. They fit just right, matched with short pleated tartan skirts. All we need now are a few single malts and we'll be St Andrew'd out. The doors open and a stream of private viewers flow in a direct line to the free wine. Bless the human race, they're so predictable. In no time at all, the place is packed, There are well-dressed folk in tweed, well-dressed folk not in tweed, art students in the array of clothes better thrown away, and one old man, well into his 90s, who looks like he's walked straight out of a Spike Milligan novel, complete with hairy knees, a long kilt, and carrying the knobbliest walking stick ever. His hair is silver and worn tied back in a ponytail. He's wearing massive aged leather boots and off cream woolen socks, a genuine Highlander. I can't understand a word he says, but by any other measure, he seems quite a nice chap. I'm freaking though. Will anything acquire a red dot tonight? Excuse me? I'm suddenly brought back down to earth by a middle-aged lady in a full-length cashmere coat tapping my arm. Would you mind selling me this lovely piece of glass? Not at all, madam. I let Harry write up the details as I placed the first red sticker on the price label. One down! What a lovely lady! And it goes on with the art. We've shipped north, receiving positive response and... Oh, not seen stuff like this before. You're different. Fancy a drink after the show? What's your best price on this? It's music to my ears. Then I spy Paul talking to the gallery owner a couple of stands down from mine. He shakes hands and is walking towards us, and thankfully his wife is with him. Good evening, she says in a glorious accent. We love the painting you brought up for us. I'm delighted, and I have to say your home is exquisite. I offer them a glass of my own wine instead of the venue plonk. Darling, she turns to Paul, I think we should have those 2 paintings for the hall, and this table too. That big one will look good in the new snug, and I'm sure we could find a place for this bronze. Am I really hearing this? I try to remain very calm on the outside while my insides are going totally Vesuvian. Paul says, well, old chap, looks like your delivery service has paid off. Sort me out the price for the lot, and can you deliver them tomorrow morning, please? With pleasure. We'll be with you for 9:30 on the nose. Is that okay? Perfect. We'll have the coffee on. He shakes my hand again, and she gives me a brushing kiss on each cheek. Then they leave. For a moment, I'm unable to breathe. They have just agreed to buy approximately goods to the half of the value of the entire stand. Meanwhile, Harry's just sold another piece of glass and is looking very pleased himself. That's another grand in the pot. Yay! Well done, Harry. It's a great sale. Are you okay? Says Harry. You're looking shocked. I say nothing and then place red dots on the sold items. What are you doing? You don't need to pretend we're doing even better. Harry, I've just sold this lot to Paul. You've got to be bloody joking. No, I'm bloody well not. I'm delighted. And the good news is we have to deliver it all in the morning. It doesn't take long for the good news to travel right round the show. Gallery owners and onlookers are coming by the stand to congratulate us. Well done, old boy. Bloody hell, fancy that. Jammy bleeders. How much did you make? We don't have time to rest on our laurels. The opening night may already be a roaring success, but it's not over yet, and there are plenty of tens about too. So we're both pleased, nay, ecstatic. The au pair arrives in due course. Hello, monsieur. It is a très bel event, non? Some of the art is, how you say, eclectic. I am thinking that I might be missing my boyfriend a lot tonight. She winks at me. I swear she winks before wandering off into the now thinning crowds. The wine's all been consumed, and at last the evening's private view is nearly over. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is now closed, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow from 11 o'clock. Please make your way to the main exit. Thank you. I pour us out 2 very large glasses of red. Thank you, Harry. What an effing amazing evening. Cheers, mate. Did you see that woman in the black leather trousers? She gets an 11 out of 10, says Harry. We virtually dismantle the stand, wrapping the pieces we need to deliver in the morning, and then load the van before joining the rest of the exhibitors for a get-together at the wee snifter. Harry makes a beeline for the Tartan sisters, and I thank the organisers for a great opening event. I mean, we had a great opening even if others didn't fare so well. That's the luck of the draw, I suppose. Harry doesn't actually succeed in pulling either of the tartan-clad lassies, but he's not one to give in. We return to our accommodation and load the art into the hallway for safety and retire for the evening. Let's see if we can beat the figures tomorrow, says Harry, ever the optimist. At about 1 a.m, the door opens and the au pair slips under the sheets, and to let you into a little secret, Jean-Pierre would not approve. The rest of the show goes almost as well as the opening session. It seems to travel by in a blur of conversation and wine, with the occasional scrap of food thrown in for good measure, to ensure my able assistant keeps his strength up for whichever of the tartan-clad girls he eventually pulls. I am not at liberty to tell you which. A gentleman's handshake or confidentiality is his bond, and what happens in Edinburgh stays in Edinburgh. Thank you.